Hello everyone, it is Yinsu Collins here. I'm here to bring you guys a brand new podcast, VCT EMEA, The Spike Drop. On this pilot episode, I will be joined by Team Liquid's coach LohaN and their IGL nAts. We went through everything that happened at Bangkok, looked forward to Split 1, and of course spoke a little bit about their new player joining the roster. Make sure you guys give us your feedback, tell me who else you want to see on the podcast, and also tune in for the start of Stage 1. Starting on March 26th. We'll see you then. All right. Thank you very much, nAts and LohaN, for joining me. And I hope you guys had a nice break from Bangkok. Did you manage to get one?
Yeah.
We had a small break, not too long, but yeah.
Back to the office now.
Yeah, back to the office.
Love that. Now, this is of course the first episode of our podcast, and for people who might not be super familiar with you, I thought we could do a little bit of an icebreaker and just start with telling me, what does your in-game name mean? Where does it come from? I'll start with you, Nat.
I want to know what does your in-game name mean. Is this camera filming, by the way?
It is filming, yeah. I know,
camera,
right?
Sorry.
All right, okay, you start then.
Well, I start. Okay. My nickname. Okay, it was when I was probably 8. There was not really any meaning besides it. Everyone back in the days were using the capital N at the end, of the words. And I was like, let me try and find something cool. Some people think it's probably related with Lindsay Lohan or something, but there's nothing to do with that.
Oh, wait, but it's LohaN, right? It's not LohaN.
No, it's LohaN. Yeah.
Okay,
LohaN.
there you go then.
Yeah.
LohaN.
LohaN.
I have a... So, I'm the person who like nuts. So there is a word nuts. I just changed the second letter to the start of my name, Ayas. So it's an A is capital, so that's why it's nuts.
Wait, so what does nats mean? Like, what does the word mean?
What does nuts? You know nuts? Pistachio.
Nuts.
Oh, that makes sense now.
That's the only one I know. Pistachio, almond.
Peanuts.
Peanuts. Yeah. That's so nuts. Yeah.
Peanuts. Yeah.
How did you know this?
No, I had no idea.
Yes, he knows. I said at him at least
told
3
me?
times. Yeah, and you don't even know my
sorry.
last name, by the way, Steve.
I know. Ayas Akmeshin.
Beautiful pronunciation.
First time, yeah. At least 50 times he failed already.
Oh, was it good this time?
It was better
nice.
comparing to the last time.
Nice.
All right, okay, well, I need to just address, I think, the biggest piece of news that's come out of all of this, which is you will be making a bit of a roster change going into Stage 1. So, LohaN, I'm just going to come to you for this. What was the reason behind this? And, of course, who is the new player joining you guys?
Yeah, so the new player joining will be Cyril. It's from Tier 2, from the Spanish League. The reason for the change, I mean, it was mostly due to what we are looking for as a team. It felt like we're missing something, especially like in terms of utility usage. At times, it felt like we didn't have the correct options there, and we did trials. We're not 100% sure if it was a change that we wanted to go with, but then we tried Cyril, and it felt like it just clicked overall with the team. And that was the main reason. How many options did you have? Who did you look at? Because there's not many, right, at this point of the season. Yeah, at this part of the season, it was actually hard to find options. We trialed Ninja from the academy. He did well, to be honest, but I think it was still a bit too early for him. And we trialed Scrim as well.
That's a throwback? Yeah, that's a bit of a throwback. So you had all the 3 players, right? You just tried 3.
Yeah. We tried those 3 players. Obviously, Scream, it was a different profile. We're just testing a different type of playstyle there to see if there was any potential. And in the end of the day, we just decided to go with Cyril, which we felt it was the better option. Yeah. And
in terms of roles, would that be like a 1-for-1 for Kamek, agents, or are you shaking things up?
It will be a bit 1-for-1, but we're going to check things a bit up here and there in some maps, yes, for sure.
I like that answer. And for you, Nats, I think probably the most, the one thing, at least from the fans' perspective, is that they felt like you guys had great performances. They also liked how you performed at Masters Bangkok as well. So does this change anything for you going into Stage 1? With a newer player, do you still have the same goals? You're going to make Toronto and so on?
I mean, we still have the same goals. I think with changing one player, it's a bit easier than changing the 3 players. With one player, he just goes into the system that we already was implementing. So he will be playing the game that we playing, and he's gonna adjust the things. And as Eva mentioned about the overall with the trials, I think he fits good. We'll see how he's gonna be performing on the stage, how we'll perform as a team.
Now, let's move on a little bit to Masters. Of course, the last tournament we saw you guys at. I think at kickoff, as you started winning more and more, people called it like a Cinderella run. You know, you even had a chance of winning the final as well. And even a Masters, the performance, I think, was a similar way people compared it to. Did you ever feel like it was a Cinderella run? Or by the time you got to Bangkok, I'll start with you, Nats, did you feel like, actually, we are a serious contender? We should be looked at as more favorable than a dark horse?
I mean, for me, that's fine that the people feels that we are a dark horse. I think that's how not how the overall Valorant journey started for me with the Gambit, but anyway, it kind of feels the same in some terms. But I think the breaking point for us was the Footballist game, the first one, and it wasn't the best game from us, and we decided to work on some of the topics, and I think after that game, everyone got way more belief that we can actually go way further. But I think everyone was believing in that we can qualify. Everyone was just believing in the win. Depends how strongly. It's like depends from the people. But I think that foot game just created a different charm, I think, during the roster, and we just started from that.
I mean, for you, LohaN, I mean, Nats has been there so many times, you know, at these global events. What did you think about the tournament? And did you expect maybe you thought it'd be easier or harder, the environment and also the level of competition from the other regions? What were your thoughts?
Obviously, I had some expectations. Obviously, last year I was in Tier 2, right? So coming from Tier 2 into Tier 1 into international stage, there was a lot of new things for me to experiment, for experience. I honestly loved it. The crowd was insane. It was really interesting for me to see how different the playstyles are from multiple regions. Obviously, watching from the outside as a spectator, I always felt, yes, it's different, but how different? But actually being there on the stage and playing the games, there's a lot of things that other regions are doing differently than us. And it was a learning experience, and we might bring some of those experiences to ourselves.
Take their stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because you had to play EDG first, and I think when you think about different style of Valorant and different things, EDG probably comes to mind.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way? And also, what happened? Because you could have won.
Yeah. Honestly, like EDG, they're a very balanced team. Like even when we were trying to do some anti about them, like it's actually the hardest team to do any anti for, because it feels like they just anti themselves and there's no like patterns to recognize there. And they have a very specific balanced play style. There's no like a lot of things that you can exploit there. So that was the first moment I understand, okay, this is a different game. And on stage playing the game as well. It was a very close game. We could have won it. Unfortunately, there was some throws.
Oh, no.
We throw around here and there. Obviously, the Astro Pool, everyone talked about it. It was a funny one now watching from the outside, but in the stage it was like, oh, can I swear here?
You can swear.
Okay.
You can swear.
Yeah, it happened. But honestly, even if you watch the game from the outside, Ayaz had a really good moment there where he just said, "Guys, calm down. It's fine. We made a mistake. Let's go on." And I mean, it was nice going against the world champions there. First game, we're excited. It didn't went our way, but I think we learned a lot there.
I've seen worse mistakes, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's been like way worse, like knives and all that. I mean, Soulcast was unfortunate on the receiving end of some of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's always mistakes in these high pressure situations. But I want to talk to you, Nats, about, I guess, your biggest fan at this point, because there was like a meme, happening on social media that Chichoo never logs into Twitter. Like, he never uses Twitter. He barely uses social media in general. But the times that he has logged into Twitter was to congratulate you on your wedding, and then also to congratulate you on making Bangkok as well. He always has these kind of, I guess everyone loves how wholesome it is that he's just like always wanting the best for you. And of course, you've played against him a few times now. Tell me some insights on, this friendship between also Liquid and EDG in general. So you guys do some jersey swaps and so on. What was that like seeing Chichoo again?
I mean, it was good. It's good to speak with him, speak with their manager. I mean, it's fun. Unluckily, we didn't have a lot of time because of the schedule, how it was in the Bangkok. But it's always fun. I remember every time we met, honestly, I think in the Champs Los Angeles, when he gifted the big panda that he brought from the China. The funny part for me was like when we won the Sentinel game, he logged into the Twitter again. And he posted, I was like, I couldn't believe for a second that actually happened. I was like, yeah, I did have a good game, but I wasn't expecting someone going to be posting about that. But we have a good relationship, I think, as an org, as a personalities, me and him. I think we have a good relationship.
How do you communicate? Because he doesn't speak the greatest English. I'm not sure how good your Chinese is. But
I mean, his English definitely way better than my Chinese. He's speaking good English. I mean, he can.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm the one who was learning English and from the zero as a Russian. So that's why when he's trying to say something to me, I understand the context, what he's trying to say by that. So that's why for me it's not hard. Even if he say like 3 words, I can understand what does it mean. So that's why it's not hard.
We've heard from other players in the past that sometimes these global tournaments can be a bit of like a summer camp. Like you see your friends you never see, once a year, twice a year. And it has this kind of feeling of like, because everyone's excited to be there and you socialize. Is that the same for you guys? Do you feel this way too?
I mean, with some of the people, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm the person who is like going out a lot with the other people. I think I'm mostly like on my routine, starting the morning with Valorant, ending the day with the Valorant also. Especially that the wife also was with me during the Masters Bangkok, so that I think I was spending more time with her. So, yeah. I mean, but yeah, with some of the people, it's good to meet, especially when you're not qualifying anywhere 1 year, and after that next year you see. It's not just with the, I think, Valorant players. I think it's just with the staff also, because staff is most of the time the same.
What about you? I mean, this was your first one. So was there anyone that you made friends with?
I'm not a very social guy.
Oh,
No,
you go a few times. And you'll see
I
the
need
same
to go.
faces.
I need to be there a bit more times. Even for me, like it's my first international event. A lot of the people I'm seeing there is people I saw like on streams, or like.
Did you fanboy?
No, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not. I don't fanboy anyone. But it's nice to see people, get to know here and there some of the players and the coaches. It's always a good experience. Hopefully, next one, I'll be more, more social.
I'll get some people to come fanboy you.
Yeah.
I'll let them know.
You're gonna make a contact during the Masters Bank Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we need to qualify.
You will. I think you will. I think you've had such a good run already. Now, I also have to mention that it's been a while since EMEA has won. The last time we did win was Tokyo, which feels like a very long time ago. Why do you think that is? Are we just not the best region anymore? Are other regions doing better than us? What's the reason behind us not being able to win any tournaments since Tokyo?
Should I start?
You go for it.
I mean, last 2 tournaments, it's like so Champs Chinese region won. Now it won Pacific, so they definitely doing something different. I think they doing their own meta. They playing way different Valorant than NA plays, than Europe plays. I think European Championship is gonna come soon, hopefully. But yeah, I think it's right now, especially with the meta changes, especially with the map pool changes, with everything, especially with the different play styles. I think I'm not gonna say it's random, but it's harder to adjust, not just for EMEA, but for every region. And I think it's more about which region is gonna force their play style more and gonna push it better. So I think it's gonna come, but unluckily not for now. For now, it's Pacific and China is dominating. We'll see what is gonna be happening on Toronto.
Yeah, I agree with that point. I think currently the meta is shifting so much that I think obviously meta is always going to favor some of the regions in terms of like the play style that the meta like leans more into. Hopefully this is ours, the next one. Who knows? Let's say maybe it's Waylay cutting it down angle from EMEA. Let's see.
We have to win in Paris. Right,
Yeah.
we have to. It's our turf. Otherwise, it's gonna be.
There is no jet lag there.
Yeah. Although I will say, actually, no. FPX did win in Copenhagen, but in Turkey it was loud, right? So I feel like we can't let another region do it to us again. We can't.
We won't.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We have only one champ, right?
Yeah, we do. Ascend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have been you, maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You had a chance.
There is no maybes.
It was close. It was close. I love how we just bring up Gambit any opportunity. The fans love it. They love the Gambit crumbs. Were you watching Gambit?
Oh yeah, I was. I did nAts work on Nicebox.
He was playing against me. I didn't know. He said me that we had official against each other.
I played against him when I was a player.
Oh, was it Fishka? Was it against Fishka or was it against Gambit?
Actually, Gambit. I was playing for this. I was playing with Loudly and Destrian as well.
Wow.
Back actually as soon as like a few months after beta came out. I don't remember the tournament, but I did play against him. I top fragged.
Did you? We need to dig this up. Actually, I had a question that I didn't know if we had time to ask, but now I'll ask it because I wasn't sure if you knew. Do you remember the first agent you played in an official?
Me?
Both of you. Do you remember what it was?
Sage?
No.
Like actual official without VLR?
No, on VLR.
Oh, on VLR. Because without VLR it was Sage. I was maining Sage.
Oh. Why was it not on VLR?
It was just the start of the VALORANT when the small tournaments.
Nice Cactus tournaments.
No, Nice Cactus was on.
That was on VLR.
It was some random.
It was even lower turn. I mean, because we were like a group of 5 people. No one knew about us, so we were just playing. It was, but on the VLR.
Yeah.
Cypher.
Yes.
Okay.
He knows. What about you?
Just Sage.
Well, maybe not on VLR. It was Sage, but on VLR.
If it's on VLR, so it's Omen maybe.
Wow, yes. You both know so well.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. Well, I didn't have breakfast yesterday, but you know what I mean. Okay, good for you. I think one of the topics that keeps coming up, and of course with, teams making changes and so on coming into this, is about kind of the rookies versus the experienced players. We just saw that Stacks and Buzz picked up their first trophy ever, and they're 2 of the most experienced players we have in this game. So I wanted to ask you guys about, this kind of, not divide, but the general environment of the rookies versus the experienced players. I'll start with you, LohaN. Do you feel like there's any difference when it comes to coaching the rookies versus coaching players like nAts who are more experienced?
I think the main changes in coaching or the approach that you take with more inexperienced players is mostly about the mental preparation for the games. I think a lot of the things are coming like dealing with the pressure, dealing with the audience, being on stage, the expectations. I think having experienced players like Ayaz or Patrick makes a big difference because they're mostly a role model for them. Obviously, in game as well, there's a lot of like fundamental stuff that they can learn from them. But the biggest thing I think is just like having like a leader next to them that can look at and learn from, like worth ethics, because it's a very different. Even for me, like coming from tier 2, there's a very big difference in the way we approach work, coming to the office at that time, like all the different approaches that we have. It's a very different approach, right? And for the younger players, the rookie ones, right? I can clearly see like they have room to grow in that aspect. But I think it's like, dealing with the pressure and just in terms of like mindset, that's the biggest thing. The biggest difference, I think.
So you still need the veterans, right? It's not like
you need them.
You can't just scrap it all and pick up 5 players that have never played competitive before.
Yeah, we need them for sure.
I mean, some people I think don't feel like the fans, for example, they think maybe the future is just, pick as many rookies up as possible and have the kind of the turnover in generational players. But I assume, nAts, you're also in agreement with this. So I wanted to ask you, how do you keep motivated? Because one of the biggest points is, the rookies are more hungry. They come across that they want to win more. Do you agree with that? And also as a veteran, how do you stay as hungry as they are?
I mean, I think that's the thing that more experienced players that they trying to deal with. I mean, for me, I won Masters. I didn't win the champs yet, so there is still a goal that is not achieved. And even with winning one international event is not enough for me. I want to be winning more. At least that's my motivation. But I think with the experienced players, it's like some of the people setting like a goal. They want to win a champ, and after that's happening, the moment where how they want to find the motivation with the rookie players. They like, I want to be in esports. I want this, and they tanking everything like the amount of work they put, the sleep, all of that stuff that they sacrifice, and the more people growing, they like. It's just you need to decide what you want and what direction you want to grow. But I think with me, I didn't want a champs yet. I'm going for the champs one day. I hope it will happen. So no matter what, I hope I will be playing until I win the champ.
Okay.
And from that, when that will happen, you can ask me a question. What is my next goals?
I was gonna say, if you win champs at Paris, you're not retiring, are you? Okay, we'll have you for a few more years. Are you surprised that so many of the players at their prime have retired?
I mean, yeah, but I think it's just the Valorant thing, honestly, how the Valorant is growing, all of the stuff is changing, and the game is very fast. It's like a lot of people going, a lot of people coming, and with all of the roster changes, it's like it feels like it's needed here because something new has to be happening. But with some of the people who is retiring, I'm like, I'm not sure why, but everyone has their reasonings for that, right? So.
But not you. We got it here. You heard it here first. He's safe. You're not going anywhere. Okay, good.
Only if he kicks me.
You better not be doing that. The other big change, I guess, coming to this, I'm sure you've been asked this many, many times, is about the IGLing. What is an IGL? Like, how do you both define what an IGL is? What do you expect from someone that is an IGL?
Yeah, I can go for it.
So for me, IGL is first of all is a leader, and after that, the person who is leading the team in the game, like not like a leading, but saying what to do in game. At least for me, that's how I describe how I see the IGL and how I see myself when I switch to that role. I wouldn't switch to the role if I wouldn't consider myself as the person who people can be following, who people can be trusted. So that's why how I see the IGL in the team. I cannot see IGL who cannot be a leader. I think it's very hard because especially rookies, they need to rely on someone in the hard moments. They need to understand that even if they make a mistake, there is a person who's gonna take a responsibility, and only after that it goes into the in-game, how he gonna manipulate the map, how he gonna call, how he gonna see the game. So I would describe it like this.
I think one of the things, for example, when I joined Liquid, knowing that there was the potential of IS being the IGL, I was a bit like everyone, like thinking, okay, IS, insane sentinel, like insane lurks, can he actually do it? I always had in the back of my head, I had some concerns there because I didn't know IS, and then I got to know him, and he's an absolute beast. Honestly, like it's impossible. Like I tell him something, I explain him the most actually deep concepts about how to IGL, conditioning, all the types of conditioning, and this guy's he hears me out, and the next day he's applying the things if he has 2 years of experience, his work ethics, the way he approaches the game, there was a lot of things in the back of my head, he's been playing for 3 years. I even thought maybe he has an ego or something. It's honestly, I'm super proud about his journey, and I think because most teams tried, the sentinel role on the IGL, and a lot of teams failed in that. And I honestly think if there's a player that can do it, it's him. And the way he's been doing it, it's actually mind blowing. His work ethic, his professionalism is I'm just trying to get a bit for you guys to understand how this system works and why it works. And the reason for it to work is because the way he works and the way he approaches Valorant and his work ethics are he's super professional, and yeah, it's a joy to have him as an IGL.
And you're fragging.
I need to say that I'm happy with the coaching, because that was but that was my main thing when I switched to IGL, and when we were creating a roster for this year. That was the main important thing what I was asking from the team Liquid, that I need a coaching who can open all of that direction, I would say. Because there is coaches who just forcing their own way. I think with Evil we're finding better and better how it works for him, how it works for me. We're learning more and more from each other. Yep. So I think that's the most important part why everything is at least
collaboration, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. You're fragging, that helps. Yeah. You're beating the IGL allegations of not being able to frag for sure. You spoke a little bit about how you kind of have to absorb some of the mistakes from other people. You have to take responsibility, maybe even in situations where it's not your fault, and you probably don't have to do that. Did you ever do that before you were an IGL? Is there any instances in your past teams you felt kind of gave you a precedent of okay, if I just take the fault, if I can just step up, then my team is going to be okay? So is this something that you have experience with?
I mean, maybe a bit as a player, but not as much as right now, I would say, if comparing. But right now, definitely way more. At least I realized that. Maybe before it was just happening automatically. Now I think more about that kind of stuff. I think more when it's needed, when it's not needed, how the people will think about that. So that's why I think now more.
How do you not make your teammates get annoyed with you, you know? Because I feel like it happens, right? Sometimes it's gonna happen where maybe you have a bad day or something and you're like, oh, I have to just, you know, almost like fake being all this just so my team is happy. How do you avoid conflict and things like that?
I mean, I'm trying to not let what's happening inside of me, like emotion-wise, affect in-game. When I'm in-game, I'm the person that people expect me to be always be. So even if I had the worst day to the game, I'm going to come and be the same person. So I'm not going to be like coming and just for no reason start shouting to someone, just start trash talking. No, I'm not that kind of person. I said what kind of person I have to be in-game in the team. I will be that person no matter what. And yeah, I think that's kind of how it has to be. Yes, we are the team. We are in the family kind of group. But I think it has to be realized by everyone that yes, maybe you had a bad day. It's good to mention that. But we're working for the same goal. And there is no point just to, for no reason, just start and like being mad or being like this.
Do you ever play like good cop, bad cop between you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
So who's the good cop? Who's the bad cop?
I tend to be mostly the bad cop, but in the server wise, if it's an actual game, is the one actually like on the actual official is the bad cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Patrick is the good cop.
You have to though, right? You have to, because sometimes you have to get your ideas across, and everyone's different. You have 5 different personalities.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that have been a bit different, coming into this split, we're probably going to see a different meta. We have different maps. We'll talk about that in a second. But I want to look back a little bit and ask you, what was your favorite meta? What is the meta that you will bring back in a heartbeat? Because for me, it's the Astra meta. I miss it so much. Like pre-nerf, everybody's running Astra. Great time. So what will be the meta that you guys miss the most?
For me, it's just less utility meta. Right now, it's crazy. There's too much. Things flying all over the place. There's less opportunities to shine individually. It feels right now.
So like 20...
Maybe chamber meta. Chamber was too broken. Was too broken, chamber
I
maybe.
think 2021.
2021.
That was the most...
Jet meta?
I mean, that was the most balanced meta, if we're speaking. But I think if you compare the 2021 and now, it's like actually interesting the way it changes. It's like if 2021... Even in 2021, 2022, people were like retiring and like changing their roles. But now it's way even more. Now, is people going to adapt to the meta? How they going to react to the meta? How is teams? How is the coaching staff going to react? How is the management? Because like it's actually everything. It's like you need to come with a map pool, you need to come with the agent voice, you need to come with the strats, or if you know what solution you're going to find. So much is going on.
Yeah, and even in terms of compositions right now, I think the game is more diversified than ever in terms of compositions, which again it makes preparation harder, you know. Preparing for there's much more variables in the game right now because agents like Terro, even now Deadlock, they have so much like utility that can be so disruptive and annoying to deal with. That's hard for you guys, for us to develop protocols in terms of micro. How can we adapt to this? How you can adapt to that? And probably teams long term, as the game progresses, I think in my POV, teams will start not trying to adapt to every situation, but more like develop like a process of trying to adapt on the fly instead of having like set things for everything in the game because it's so hard right now. But yeah, I like that part of the meta. I just at the moment I dislike the part that's too much utility.
Would you ever be for picks and bans in this game?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
I would, yeah. I would.
That surprises me because, like, what if you have, like... Okay, what if you're in a scenario where you prac against a team loads and they know that you play a specific agent, and then when you go to officials, they just ban the agent you've been playing against them loads, and then what?
It comes again to that aspect. Like preparation will have to be completely different, and it's going to benefit a lot of different teams that are less structured, that can adapt more on the fly, that have more like freedom for being creative on the server. I know you can think about, for example, PaperX, right? They can change an agent from one game to another. You've seen it before, and it works for them, right? Some teams will benefit from that. For other teams that like to play super structured, they go throughout all the VALORANT and have like 40 VALORANT, in their playbook. Those teams will struggle, I think, if the bans will come in. But for us, at least, I'm fine.
You're for
with
it. You're for
I'm
it.
for it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to the higher up, speed it up a little bit.
It just depends how they will make that system. I think it's also a lot depends from that. I don't know how it has to be, but it depends how they will make the system with the ban.
I think picks coming in first would be fun before bans. Like when you can actually see you pick one by one and you see what they're picking. That'd be cool because then you can counter stuff, right?
That will be nice. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
They
really
pick
nice.
me, we pick Cypher.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
We pick Cypher, they pick Sova.
Would you say then having to do all this prep, so many things coming out, all the util is the toughest thing about being a competitive player or coach, or is there something else that's even more difficult than dealing with that?
I mean, I think there is a lot of difficult parts. I mean, it's just a theory. So this direction, we just took a theory, right? Preparation as a team, but there is a mental, there is everything. I mean, we're speaking about the overall, right?
Just in general.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, inside of the server, I think the way the game is developing right now, it's the hardest thing. Is there's so many things that can happen. There's more variables, and obviously outside of the server, it's just the mental preparation, which I think like all the teams go through this part, right? It's a big challenge to find the secret sauce, how to get the boys prepared mentally. But I think those are the biggest challenge. Yeah.
And how, of course, you recently got married. How do you maintain a work-life balance? How do you make sure that you can have both worlds? Because a lot of players, I think, have to sacrifice their personal life. I don't know if you've ever had to do that as well.
I think I did sacrifice some of my personal life, but I think the more I'm playing, the more I'm growing. I'm understanding what the values, it's just, I understand what, even let's take the gym part, right? It's also helps a lot to the perform, and not everyone understand how this affects. And I think all of that department slowly, it's for example, the relationships, like I said, gym, the way you sleep, all of that stuff affects the way you work. And I think the more and more I'm growing, I'm just understanding what is the values for me and how I have to I'm the routine person, honestly, and I'm still the routine, but I have routine in game and I have some of the routine outside of the game. But now grow into that direction where I understand in what directions I should have routine, in what direction I should not have routine, in what direction I should think about the game, where I should forget about the game, where I should be more emotional, where I should be less emotional. So kind of something like this. But I think at the start, when you just a rookie, most of the time you sacrifice, and you don't even realize that you sacrifice, but you do sacrifice a lot of stuff. You
and Yumpy must get on so well, because I feel like he's the same, right? He's got routine, and all that stuff as well. Yeah.
I think for coaches, it might even. I don't think it's. For example, my day off, right?
You get a day off?
Yeah,
preposterous.
If I have a day off, I need to take that day off to prepare the week.
So you don't get a day off.
So I don't get a day off. Obviously, there's a lot of sacrifice, and that's the hardest part, I think, for this job. The hardest part is having to sacrifice some things, like my relationship with my girlfriend. We've been together for 10 years, and I've been a professional coach for the past 3, and it's never been actually in my actual vision for my future when talking about my professional future. And making that change, obviously we had to adapt in our relationship, but that's the hardest part, because when I'm working, it doesn't feel like work because I love what I do. But coming to the day off and sometimes having to sacrifice the one time that we have to do stuff together and stuff like that, it's hard. And it depends. For example, if we're in a tournament, there's an hour a day maximum that you can actually take to have some moment with your friends and family and your loved ones. But it's part of the process. There's the goods and the bads, but it's part of life, right?
It's rough. It can be rough sometimes. Because people always ask me, they're like, because I live with Bosta, and they're like, you guys must have so good. Well, I never see him. Yeah. I literally never see him. Okay, we'll move on to something a little bit more different. But I'm going to explain the concept. So I'm going to give you some words, some things, and I want you to tell me if you think this is meta right now or it's just a bit meh. Meta or meh. I'm going to start with my personal favorite, Odin spams. Is this meta right now or meh?
Meh.
Meh.
If Enzo coming back, yeah.
He must be so sad about the Ascent changes. He must be so sad.
I think he's the way he cannot spam B. I played with him. He was spamming this wall every single day.
As he should. He should.
Yeah, but if he comes back, I think it will, because I think the meta shifted a bit. Even the Lotus people not playing with the Odin. I think right now, meh.
Meh. Yeah, meh. All right, next one. Berlin spring weather.
Meta.
No, it's okay, meta, I guess.
Yeah? What about the winter weather?
Man, it's great.
Meta for me. For me, I'm used to that. I mean, for me, it's the same.
Yeah, you like the cold?
Mm-hmm.
Really? More than summer?
I like summer, but I grow up in Russia where it's cold in that kind of weather. But for me, it's fine. So I would say.
You must have hated it.
Yeah, I come from Portugal. It's crazy. The winter here is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in the UK for 5 years as well.
It's
worse.
Wow.
UK is worse. Come on, like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why your English so good.
Oh, goodness. Okay, next one. The mangoes in Thailand.
Oh, meta.
I didn't try it.
That's crazy, actually, right? I was eating every day. You didn't try
I didn't try mango.
Oh, we had even on breakfast.
No, I didn't.
That is a crime. So were you eating just mangoes or mango sticky rice?
I actually, this is the saddest part. I didn't find where I could eat the mango sticky rice.
No.
But I did eat mango every day. Even sometimes twice a day.
Yeah? And you enjoyed it?
Yeah, incredible.
I'm going to miss it a lot. I think that was my favorite thing. The mangoes were so good. You need to go back now and try it next time. Next year. We'll give you an excuse. Give you an excuse. All right. Chamber.
Now or?
Just chamber now.
Nah.
Is there in between meta and meh?
No.
No? Meh.
You played it and you still think meh?
I mean, I just, with the current meta, I think it's just not as much room for Chamber to shine, honestly, with everything what is going on. That's why I think meh.
Okay, that surprises me because I thought since you guys ran it, maybe you feel more meta about it.
It was Pearl. We don't talk about Pearl.
This is the other thing. I think that EU teams should all ban Pearl when they go to global events as a general blanket. Every single EU team needs to ban Pearl.
So should we just make an agreement right now for
Yes.
the stage one? No one plays Pearl. We just ban it.
No, but other teams have America's players. So because Koi were great on Pearl, like Apex, they got America's players. They know what to do. Yeah. Whereas I think the EMEA players were cooked. Yeah, no Pearl for us. No Pearl.
So Fnatic should be better now on Pearl.
In theory, yes.
Okay.
Although I can't remember if Crashes was good on it or not. My brain, I don't know. Maybe he must have been. All right, last one is a solo queue in ranked. In this act.
I think that's fine.
Yeah,
but I mean, I would choose in between, but I would say meta. I'm not gonna say meh.
I don't play the game in a while now.
You do play sometimes.
I play sometimes. I used to play much more, but now, crazy.
He's only 5 stacks now.
All right, you're so real for that. Are you in the coaches 5 stacks? The mini sliggy one?
No, I'm not part of the group.
No,
they need to get him.
you. I can't believe that.
I'm not part of the
I'm
group.
gonna go have
Crazy.
words. I'm gonna have words with Mini. We'll make sure make sure you get in the coaches 5 stack. All right. Speaking of, we have of course stage 1 coming up. So let's talk about what's happening in stage 1. First of all, the groups. A lot of people are saying that the other group, the one that you're not in, is the group of death. Do you agree?
I mean, the other group is better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like our group is easy. I don't think there's easy groups. All the teams that are in VCT, they're at a decent level. But I think the other group is harder. Yeah.
One thing I can add into that, on paper, definitely their group is better. But with the meta, we don't know who will shift faster into the meta. It can be like a dark horse, I don't know who, in the league, who can just shift into meta way faster than ever, and they're just going to dominate.
Like you guys, right, at kickoff.
I mean, we did fine, but I don't think we did shift fully. So, but
that fracture comp.
Is there which one? I was gonna say which one.
The first one.
Yeah. I could have told you that. I think I did tell you that, and yeah, it's in the past.
All I'm going to say, in
okay.
practices,
was 100% win rate though.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, I think that's a curse. You never want to be. You want to be like 80% win rate. 100% win rate is a curse.
Yeah, it is.
So,
yeah.
Honestly.
And in terms of the groups, is there a team that you're glad you're avoiding? That you're glad that it's in the other group, is not in yours?
I don't think so. I mean, you know me, I'm down to play everyone.
But we want to play anyone, to be honest.
Okay, so there's not a tiny bit of like a whew, like I'm just happy that they're not in our group.
Nah.
You can match up to anyone.
Yeah.
And in terms of your first game against Gentlemates, of course, how are you feeling about this game? And of course, with the meta shifting and all this, do you think they could be one of the teams maybe to be more surprising?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what our plans going forward. I'm excited to meet Robbie because he was my previous player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to, because we never faced them. It's the first time we're going to play against them. We played against so many teams on kickoff, but they were one of the few teams we didn't play against. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think so. We will see how they will shift.
Are you excited to go up against Robbie and then you can be like maybe his favorite IGL?
I mean, he's always speaking about him.
Yeah, he's always talking about
we
it.
were good friends. Come on, but
He's
I'm always
like,
speaking about you as well.
I asked if I'm doing something wrong. Oh, Robbie would do.
No,
this.
I never say that. Never. I would never say that.
No, actually, okay, he never said that. I'm trolling him.
Oh.
But I mean, yeah, I don't really mind against who to play, but that would be cool for him to play against his other IGL, so I cannot mess up. I will need to be 100% on this match.
Yeah.
So.
That must be nice though, right? Because like you said, even you feel a little bit more introverted going to these events, but there is like familiar faces and it's
obviously.
friendly, right? It's not like you want to beat him so bad. It's like you're glad he's there.
I want to beat them so bad.
Oh.
But I'm glad he's there. Yeah.
It's both. It's both. It's both.
Yeah.
Any other matchups that you guys think would be quite interesting coming into this? Because obviously we have the other group. They have some, I think, let me get the schedule. We got Vitality GX, BBL KC, Heretics Apex, Foot Koi, Fnatic Na'Vi, and Liquid Gentlemates. Anything that stands out to you?
BBL Casey.
Why?
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting matchup. Yampi against Sadak. Will be interesting how both of the teams, because I think both of them performed well on the kickoff, even though the result didn't end up into their turn. But I think it will be interesting to see how BBL changed after the kickoff and how KC, did they change anything or what approaches they took after showing this result on the kickoff.
And both of them play wild comps every map.
Yeah.
So I want to see that, yeah.
Do you feel like KC was a bit unlucky, maybe, a little bit at kickoff?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah?
With that. I agree with that POV, to be honest.
They could have gone a bit further, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like they had a lot of overtimes and they were eliminated first, which to me is completely crazy. But they have Icebox back. So Sadak is going to have an amazing time because Harbor works, right? Harbor works on Icebox.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we're pro Harbor on Icebox. How are you guys feeling about the map pool? We have, of course, Abyss and Lotus gone.
And Lotus? Bind.
Sorry, and Bind. Yeah, and Bind.
For a moment,
I'm going
I was like,
crazy.
wait, are we practicing the wrong maps?
No. It was because Lotus was gone last time and it got coming. Yeah, so it's Bind and Abyss gone. Are you happy with that?
No. Abyss, it was our best map.
5 out of 5, I think we won.
Yeah.
And Bind was also a decent map for us.
Yeah,
maybe not the best, but I think it was a good map. So, I mean, good maps is coming back anyway, Icebox and Ascent. But that would be good if other maps would go. We're not going to be saying which maps exactly.
Yeah. No.
Pearl?
Yeah, for EMEA Pearl. But we're cooking something.
I think some teams also don't really like Fracture right now. But Icebox, I don't think there are any changes. I think it's just Icebox coming back. The mini-map changed a little bit here and there for the maps. But what is it about Icebox that excites you the most? Do you think that we're going to get the boring meta again? Or can teams actually... Do you still need the Viper? Do you still need the KJ? Are these things that you feel like it's still a must?
That's the thing with the EMEA region that we will need to find out. Is the teams actually going to try to shift and find a new meta, or they're just going to play defaults?
Oh, KC are going to play Harbor, let's be honest.
Yeah. I would say so.
But that's why it's interesting, because there is a deadlock buff, there is a new agent, that different pathing, different stuff. We will see. But I think if I'm watching from the theory-wise, I think it should shift a bit, but not fully.
I still believe the map is very heavy duels-based. Honestly, I think it's the most basic map in terms of macro. Honestly, it's easy to play. So, and it still very favors duels, but I think teams can still cook with the new metas, the new agents. That can be disruptive for sure.
And what about Ascent? Because you could just run your Abyss comp on Ascent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
and
can.
it'll be fine. So, are you happy with Ascent as well?
Ascent is good.
Yeah, Ascent is good. I think the meta might shift. I don't think we're going to get the missionary comp anymore.
Is that what you call it, the missionary comp?
Who called that? Someone was calling that. It was
That's amazing.
I don't know. It was Shangaras, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. Someone was calling that the missionary camp.
That's incredible.
I found it really, really funny.
I agree with you. I think we should see some changes, but inevitably there will still be teams that do the bog standard stuff, right? Is that is that a mistake, you think, to stick with the missionary comp?
They will still change the approach. I mean, we're speaking about the Slovakia, right?
Yeah.
Like as we spoke with the Odin, I don't know how the Soul will be playing towards B right now, because that was the main thing of the comp, where the Soul was spamming B main. So I don't know how will people change the approach of that, at least.
Yeah. I think attack side Ascent is going to be weaker going forward. Harder to play, honestly, with the current agents in the pool.
And where does Waylay fit into this? Are you in the camp of, the Tejo approach of everybody? You should just have a player that only play Tejo. You should just have that in every single map. Or is Waylay more like it works somewhere and doesn't necessarily work other places? Or you just don't like Waylay at all?
I mean, I think it's not like a game changer agent. Like, for example, with the Tejo, most of the teams just shift. But I think with the Waylay, if you find the approach and the way, I think you can definitely work with it, because the pathing ultimation is like most of the time free round for you, and the stun, if you just understand how to work with that and what abilities you want to add on top of the agent, I think that can work out. We'll see.
I think it's coming down to mastering the mechanics. It's like, for example, when Euro came out, no one was playing it, right? It took like 3 years for Euro to be played.
And they didn't even change it.
They changed like the clone one time, I think, right? Or something like that. But I think it's just mastering the mechanics. And I think I see some duelists playing it and playing it well. And in a team environment, it might work on some maps. I don't think it won't be like Tejo for sure.
Are there any players, they don't have to be EMEA, because at Bangkok, I think a lot of the players, Riot asked them, which players do you think would be good? I think we had like Oxy's name was thrown in there. Yeah. People were saying that he would be a very good Waylay player. Are there any players that you at least expect to pick this up and be
Jogamo.
Good?
Yeah, Jogamo, even maybe like players that have good movement, like even like Jing, maybe.
I think Miniboo.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like Miniboo's thing. I feel like he could be quite good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot how he plays this. I just know Jogimo has to be good agent for him. The way you see the neon clips and the rest of
silly.
The way he moves,
What about Kangkang? Kangkang, I think could also be quite good, right? Yeah. I think in our region I think Na'Vi will pick it up. Teams like you guys mentioned that are willing to just try stuff and be flexible. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing if you guys do it or not. Because you're not going to tell me now, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after week 1. And for now, to end everything, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about what's going on Twitter. Not what you think, don't worry. I'm not going to put you in that spot. But other things that's happening on social media and so on, just to get your views on the current, memes and gossip and so on. Yep. I'm going to start with the K-popification of Valorant. I don't know if you saw that discourse where some people were very happy that there's more like K-poppy things happening in Valorant, and some people weren't. What are your views on this?
I don't even know what we're speaking about.
I can explain it to you. So, more of like the fan culture of... they make little photo cards of players, and they're very the light sticks, fans showing up with stickers and all this stuff, the signs, and kind of like K-pop. Do you like K-pop? Do either of you ever listen to K-pop?
I never heard K-pop in my life.
Okay, so you didn't know this happened. You weren't aware of any of this.
I saw the Twitter. I don't understand. I'm too old for that, I think.
Honestly, Twitter might be the hardest topic right now for us. I'm the one who just joining Twitter, post, sometimes read a bit of comments.
That's healthy. Do you like it when you see fans with like maybe pictures of you on their bags and stickers and all? You like that? You're a fan of that? Like fan art? You've seen fan art and things like that?
I mean, these things are, I think, good. I mean, I have a lot of fan arts that people were doing it from the start of the 21. I have even the folder in my phone. Aww. Unluckily, I didn't manage to get everyone because sometimes I'm missing of them. But if someone is finding, I'm asking to send it to me, and I'm just creating them. At least I have. So if someone has, just send it. Send it on my email, and I'll add it into the folder.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. What do you do with the folder? You just look at it sometimes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute.
I have folders from the tournaments. I have everything, and I have a folder of the fan arts, and I'm keeping them there. I'm showing it to the to the family members sometimes. Like, look, I have this.
Oh, that's adorable.
I think I understand the question. So
Okay.
it's like Kpopification is like the way the fans express themselves. then.
Yeah,
Is
in
it because-
Valorant.
Oh,
It's-
I think
'cause-
it's fine. Let everyone express the way they want. no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you a fan of fan art and things like that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, we need more LohaN fan art.
Yeah, please.
More fan art of
My
LohaN.
one fun. Please.
Don't say that. That's a
I
lie.
can draw it.
That's
you know?
But we need the suit back because
Yeah.
I think the fans really like the suit. They're always
I'm bringing
spamming.
the suit back. I just need to buy more suits because
Yeah.
I had one suit.
And if we go Masters, you need suit also.
yeah, no, yeah.
It was just hot though,
In
right? That
Bangkok
the
was too
reason.
hot to wear a suit. Yeah.
Yeah, but you tank it. You take nothing.
I need to
How's
tank
that
it.
thing called? That you,
The fan, right? The
Yeah.
portable fan. You know?
But
Yeah.
people like it though. I do see a lot of spams because you're the only one that does it in the EMEA.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one else wears the
Yeah,
suit.
She's
so-
setting the meta.
Yeah, they
Setting
like it. They
the
like
meta
it.
for the coaches.
Next thing, I'm so sorry to make it this about Twitter. If you don't know it, I will explain it to you. But are you aware of the VCT Scrims account?
Yeah, that one we know.
Okay. Oh, you know that one. What are your thoughts on the VCT Scrims account?
It's a meme account, right? Who cares? Like it's scream results. You can be practicing to win. You can be practicing to test something.
It's funny though. If we're
It's
beating
funny.
someone, we're going and we're checking. Oh, Liquid 16-4, dominating someone. I'm like, yes.
Liquid is destroying in screams.
But what about you're not winning in Scrims? Then do you look at it? You just
I
avoid
mean,
it.
to
That
be
never
honest,
happened.
For me, yeah, okay, that never happened. For me, it's like if I open and I see it, I'm just only that one. I'm not scrolling that Twitter account because there is so much.
So who's the source? Who keeps leaking the Liquid Scrims? Like where are they getting the screenshot from? You don't know.
I think that's getting like from friends from streamers
Ah.
that are streaming and they see the site. You know, they have someone added and they like, and
You're
they have
adding
a lot of
everyone.
people sending them like screenshots. Of,
He adds everyone. Maybe
No.
they go.
Oh, it's you. You're the culprit.
Maybe
You're
I'm
the
me.
culprit.
It's me.
But I have seen, I think on the whole, I agree with you. I think people just think it's like fun and they like to keep up like, oh, my favorite team is doing well. But inevitably, there will be some people that take it very seriously and think like, oh, I can't believe Sentinels are losing in scrims. Like they're over, they're cooked, our team is done. How not seriously do you think fans should be taking scrims?
I mean, I think they have to take it as they want it because sometimes this starts actually saying something and sometimes it can be the other way around. You're losing to everyone and after that you become a champ because I think it also goes during the tournament where you're starting very low and by getting the confidence, you're growing. So I think as they want.
Yeah, it's scrims. Every team has a different approach, right? So there are some teams that have 90% win rate in scrims and then they go to officials and they lose, right? There's
Yeah.
teams that have 60% win rate in scrims and they go to officials and they won and they go, you know. It depends on the teams. I think it's a meme page for me, honestly. I don't take it very seriously and I think the fans shouldn't take it too seriously as well, honestly. Because, you know,
Yeah, because you could win 100% on Fracture with the Sage comp
Yeah.
and then go to official.
There we
Why
go.
you going to
Yeah, I'm
that
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
there we
sorry.
go. Yeah.
That was bad of me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize with tears. I apologize. One more, of course. You had the privilege of playing against Envy back in the days. They're back. They've rejoined Valorant. So this is good news, right? This is good news for everybody that we have another nice org coming back.
I don't think he knows. He doesn't know.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
don't-
no,
You
no.
know?
I
You watched tier 2?
No, I mean, I saw that they're creating a roster, but I mean, I just saw Envy. I saw they announcing some players, I think.
You know? Okay.
Yeah, but the question was, are they going tier 2, right? So they can.
They are in tier 2.
Yeah, they picked up a good team in tier 2. A very good team. Yeah.
Oh, why he's trolling me about it?
Because he doesn't watch tier 2. I always tell him, yes, you have a big ego. You don't watch tier.
Oh, so he didn't know who you were before you
No,
tried for Liquid?
I knew. No, I knew.
Okay.
You knew?
Yeah, people said me about it.
People said me about you, not because it's on my work.
But you watch tier 2. Do you watch
Yeah,
tier 2?
I watch tier 2.
Yeah.
You're not watching tier 2 right now.
I've still watched tier 2.
No,
I
he's
watched
lying.
I watched
No,
Envy's game from yesterday. They played yesterday.
They played yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, you're watching? It's just so much is going on. Sorry.
So I feel like with Envy coming back, one day we gotta get Gambit back. You know, maybe like a show match, something,
I
make it
know.
happen. Would you ever because Valorant's 5-year anniversary is coming up in a few months, but we'll probably get to a stage with a 10-year anniversary. So if on the 10-year anniversary we're like, let's do a show match, we get Gambit back, we get maybe NRG/Optic/Envy whatever back.
Yeah.
Would you be down to do it as
I
like a
mean,
show
yeah,
match? You'll play.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if the other players will be playing. Let's see if I will be playing. So it has to be Shadows, Defo.
all the old people.
Redgar, Kron.
Redgar, yeah.
Yeah, but they will be down too, right? You
I
guys are
think
all
so,
close.
yeah.
Everybody will be down to do it. We'll be there to watch it.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
We'll have a great time. We'll have a great time. And this has also been a very great time. Thank you very much, you two, for joining me. I appreciate your time and good luck in Split 1.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.